Hey everyone, welcome back, Suburban Redneck. In one of my last videos in the 6.5 Creedmoor project, I mentioned that there was going to be a new project rifle coming to the channel, and I will get into what it is here in a minute, but this is not the rifle that I was originally talking about. I took advantage of the Kentucky Gun Company's sale on Thompson Center compasses, and as well as the $50 rebate, and I picked up one in 22 250, and I got it in and test fired it, and then just kind of determined that one, I don't really have a need for a 22 250. I don't really varmint hunt that much. I have other calibers sort of in this, 22 to .24 caliber, 6 millimeter, projectile family. So I just wasn't really feeling it, and I couldn't get excited about it. It just wasn't something that I really felt like putting the time into. So a guy happened to put on a hunting page locally here that he was looking to trade a 30-06 for a 22 250. It kind of caught my attention, and I'm like, well, I guess I hadn't really thought about trading it, because I had just gotten it, and I was like, well, let me see what type of 30-06 he's got. Well, that is where, once I found out what it was, and we sent some emails back and forth, realized it only lived like 10 minutes from me and my FFL, location. I realized, like, wow, this might be a good deal. So, what I ended up getting out of the deal was what you see in front of you here, which is a Winchester Model 70 Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation edition in 30-06. So in its current configuration, I really didn't have a lot of interest in it. But I was really interested in the barreled action, jeweled bolt, things like that. Which I'll zoom in here some. The camera is back on a tripod today, so you can kind of see there that wait for it to focus. The bolt is jeweled, which gives it a nice attractiveness to it. It's incredibly smooth. It's drilled and tapped like most modern rifles are. It's got a lightweight sporter barrel on it, and then it just has the factory synthetic stock. So I got it, and I was like, what am I going to do with this thing? I really don't need a 30-06. I have other I have other calibers to deer hunt with. But then I got to thinking, what am I going to do? So I remembered my dad and another family member telling me, like vividly telling me about this beautiful Winchester Model 70 my grandfather had when I was growing up. They could recall little details about it: stock color, scope, chambering. I mean, just they'd seen it before, so they remembered things about it. I had no recollection of the rifle, but I'm a sentimental person, and I got to thinking, well, I don't know what I'm going to do with this rifle. I don't love the stock, but I do think there's potential with the metal parts of it. So I got to thinking, and I decided that what I'm going to do is basically build a tribute rifle to the one that was my grandfather's. Now, he passed away a couple years ago, and none of us know whatever happened to that rifle. We don't know if he had sold it at some point, or if another family member took it, or we just don't know. And so what I've been doing is writing down notes of what these couple family members recall the rifle being, and so I'm gonna start building this into that, which is just a very classic North American game type rifle. Lightweight barrel on it, beautiful piece of wood stock, high-end clear glass on it, but not something that is a heavy target rifle. This is going to be a deer rifle. So far with this rifle, it hasn't been fired yet, but I did get 75 rounds of ammo with it and a bunch of load data for what this rifle likes. So that's cool. So I've been spending the last couple of days. I just got this rifle on Saturday. I've been spending the last couple of days researching and trying to figure out, where I'm going to get the wood from to build the stock and all this kind of stuff and pricing it out. So, but in the meantime, I took this rifle apart, cleaned it, degreased it, because it's going to sit on the shelf for a little while. This is not going to be an immediate build thing. Because to do it right, I need to save up the funds to do so. So the only thing that's been done to it is I've taken everything off, cleaned it. I've removed the factory bases, which you can see sitting just to the lower right of the stand that it's sitting on. And the previous owner has said that he had issues with them continually coming loose, despite, torquing them down and stuff like that. So I'm not a real big fan of sort of factory or basic two-piece bases like that. So I just went ahead and took them off, and we'll order some sort of one-piece base for it. So this is the new rifle, again, Model 70, Rocky Mountain Elk edition, 30-06. And I'm going to take you guys along kind of through the process. This one will definitely be more along the timeline of what I originally said with the Axis build. Because of the quality level that I want this to be, I'm not willing to do a laminate stock on it. I'm not willing to put a lesser brand or, scope on it. It's going to be done right. And so, in doing things that way, it costs a little bit more. And so, I did, I actually have ordered 2 parts for this rifle. I had that $50 gift card that I mentioned from the Thompson Center Compass, rebate that I got. So I decided to use that, and I ordered, a Leupold one-piece base for it. And I ordered a kit to enhance the trigger. This rifle does have an adjustable trigger, but even then it is still very heavy. It utilizes that double nut system on a threaded stud, and it's just not very predictable. It's got some over travel, and it's heavy. I mean, it's probably every bit of 5 to 6 pounds right now. I don't have a battery for my trigger pull gauge, but that's to come in the future. So that's where we are so far. I'm gonna install those 2 things and kind of get the action and trigger and all that kind of stuff where I want it to be while I'm working on the funds for the stock and optic on it. So I will probably do a video when I put the scope base on, just for the sake of making one. I think everybody at this point is probably aware of how to do that. Plus, I've read about YouTube videos getting flagged that provide how-to for gun things. So the last thing I want to do is, me and my 110 subscribers have to worry about videos getting deleted because of installing a scope base when there's 1,000 other videos that show you how to do that. Anyway, that's the newest project rifle. Just in terms of channel, nothing new has come with the 6.5 recently. It's been incredibly cold. The low this morning here was 6 degrees. So that to me is just, that's not shooting weather. At least not target shooting, maybe hunting or something like that in a rare occasion. But so until the weather breaks, come later February, the 6.5 project's probably going to be pretty slow. Just because at that point it's just about grouping with different ammo, and when I'm freezing cold like that, it's just not enjoyable. So that project is not on hold, but it's kind of throttled back just due to weather. This one will slowly go. I mentioned in another video that I do own a custom knife company as a side job. That's not my 9 to 5 job. So if any viewers are in the market for a fixed blade knife, make sure you check out my page, R. Coleman Cutlery, on Facebook. I primarily just do fixed blade sort of utility, hunting knives, general purpose fixed blade. Nothing tactical or anything like that. It's not really my style. But if you know anyone who's looking, or you need a gift or anything like that, go there. I can get you something made, and basically all the profits from that will go towards funding the new stock and optics for this project. So it's, kind of the circle of life there. Anyway, that is it. Please stay tuned. Thank you for subscribing. And then I'm sure I'll talk to you guys in the next couple of weeks. All right, bye.